Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tales Does Tales here on Tales of Initiative, where we play Tales from the Yawning Portal with an eldritch twist.
And where we die, evidently.
And yes, where we
Yes.
sometimes die. Sadly, Joe is still sick, so we will be continuing our tale of Grimma's Fist. However, that might continue coming on the heels of a total party kill last week. Spoilers if you're not caught up to speed. But why aren't you caught up to speed? Go check out our playlists on YouTube. We've got them posted. We've got the Grimma's Fist episodes 1 through 3 posted as a separate playlist from our normal Tales Does Tales game, where we plunge into the Tales from the Yawning Portal. We are currently in the Sunless Citadel, nearing the end of Sunless Citadel.
Ooh.
But here we are today with Haley, Sam, and Raz.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
I'm very excited for today's
Yeah,
game.
okay.
It is going to be a continuation of the Grimma's Fist plotline in general, but obviously telling a very different tale since we saw the unfortunate demise of Drew, Rami, and Kak last episode.
Kak's
How are y'all
flame
feeling?
shined so brightly, but so briefly.
Yes.
If only for that one saving throw.
Too amazing.
Everything would have been different.
Everything would have been
I know.
different. Wow.
Dude, I saw so many TikToks recently that were like, when everything comes down to like one roll. And I was like, oh,
Yep.
that hits too close right now.
Yeah. If
That
only.
was. We were on the razor's edge that whole fight, and it just took a dip. But hey, you've got whole new characters with still intact brains. But now,
Hey,
Ish.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
in theory.
In theory, yeah. Everyone out there in Twitch land, go check out our sponsors at the links in chat. They're really cool. They've got cool products. It's a new year, new budgets. Time to go spend your money. Be consumerism. Go and get some cool
Capitalism.
tiefling mugs from Level 1 Gamers. Go get hey, if you're looking for a new, apropos of nothing, if you're looking for a brand new type of RPG to play for any reason whatsoever, you could go check out Emberwind, who's got really cool GM-less systems that run themselves, allow you to tell the story together as a table. You can also check out all of the OGL 1.0a content available at day20.org. Got some cool stuff over there. Apropos of nothing, of course. There's nothing happening in the world.
Nothing's happening.
Nothing's on fire.
No, the
Everything's
TTRPG community isn't raging and terrifying at the minute.
No.
I haven't been
Yeah,
texted
they're-
by all of my friends who don't know what D&D is, but are like, what's going on?
Why is everyone very mad?
Angry. Everybody
Everyone's
seems
really
angry.
mad?
Why is everyone mad? You're gonna need to be more specific.
I'm literally getting like my group of high school friends into D&D as a way to like keep in touch, and they're just like Googling like how to build character, and they're like, what the fuck is this?
It's just outpouring of rage from
Yeah.
Google.
What is OGL and why does it matter? And I'm like,
Why do I care?
Nerd
Oh,
rage
amazing.
is a rage like no other.
It's a very potent rage, yes.
Great. Bringing in
It's a
newbies at this moment is wild.
Awkward.
Yeah.
But hey, we are still having fun here at Tales of Initiative. And we're going to keep telling tales and keep having fun. So
Yeah.
unless there is any further adieu or anything else that you would like to say, any last
one
minute,
thing.
what you got?
I have one thing to say, and that is that the Tales of Misadventures Thirsty Sword Lesbians campaign is coming back next week. So, if you have been waiting with bated breath to find out what all of the secrets are doing, and if they're gonna all kill each other or not, or if they're in fact going to take down the gods that are breaking through to the plane of existence that they are in, it goes next up on next Tuesday. This Tuesday.
I've been trying to catch up on that
Should.
show, and it has clearly taken a wild turn.
It's yeah, I have plans. I got big plans, and it's just the funniest thing because it's just kind of like the subplot. It's like the big thing that's happening is the subplot. The characters and the drama that they input is the main plot.
Yes,
It
I love
goes
it.
very strange directions from episode 2, where they are just getting drunk in a tavern.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's. It seems like it escalated.
It escalates very quickly.
Amazing.
So yeah, you can catch up on YouTube or Spotify. Tales of Misadventure, and yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Yes,
Cheers.
our shows are starting to pop up on Spotify. So if you are more in an audio listening mood than a video consumption mood, you can go check them out. Tales of Misadventures is there. Yeah, you're a little bit more of an audio gal, aren't you? Tales of Misadventures is there, as well as, I believe, TPK. And TPK was back last week with episode 9. So that's super exciting.
I'm sorry, TPK or our TPK?
No.
Sorry.
Our TPK was also last week, but the show Total Party Chaos did return last week for episode 9.
Our
was making
TPK
it-
was just live last week
Yes.
for the first time ever.
Also, I
Okay.
forgot how terrifying my new mini is. I'll send you a picture.
Yes, excellent. But I think it is time for us to jump in now.
Yeah, Matt,
and
how
tell
are
a
you gonna
brand
do
new
this?
tale. Oh, I got plans. Don't you worry.
Terrified.
When last we told our tale, death. Rami, Drew, and Kach. 3 adventurers, heroes, question mark. 3 people that were after this ship, or were on this ship, in Kach's case. They found the silver ship that Grimma Banesalt, Duragar King, had tasked them with finding. Remy and Drew investigated and found a Githzerai ally within and had been captured. They also found 2 intellect devourers, little anatomically miscorrect brains atop 4 little clawed pod leggies, and an illithid that attacked them. Rami attempted to disable the illithid while Drew fought off the intellect devourers. Kach was doing well, but their bloodlust was turned against them when the mind flayer entered their brain and dominated them with their psionic effects. The party fell, leaving Nessie alone in the Underdark to make her way back to hopeful safety, leaving their bodies in the care of one rogue illithid. It was very sad. We return to Grimma's fort, deep in the Underdark, to the war room, where only a few episodes ago we saw our group getting their mission briefing. Oh, are you singing a song for our fallen? Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Jane.
Yeah. In Grimma's war room, we see the remnants of some smashed cups and otherwise strewn about artifacts. Fresh casualties of rage at finding out his team has been eliminated. Not just eliminated, but the ship is now gone. Disappeared back, most likely to whence it came, with its illithid cargo still inside. He has put out calls to many, including a letter penned to a Klavdra, drow priestess. We see her. Oh. We see her curling that letter up into a balled fist in her office, rageful, similar to Jaina at this moment in time. The paper lights into purple flame. Yeah. The paper lights into purple flame as her temper loses. She loses her temper. All that training, all that investment wasted. You'll do better, won't you? And she turns over her shoulder to regard the other drow in the room. Raz, would you like to describe Kiza for us?
Kiza is a very thin, kind of lanky figure. She has silvery hair that is in kind of Viking-style braids. Two of them that come down to kind of like ponytails down her back. It's kind of a dingy gray hair. Maybe not have been washed recently. Who knows? She is in kind of a dark black half cape sort of situation, and sort of nice tight but flowy robe situation. This is very, I've used the word situation like 10 times now. It's fine. Aha.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Her nickname is The Situation.
I'm the situation.
No.
Yeah, she has kind of a haunted, sort of blank look on her face. Her hands are folded in front of her, and she's just kind of staring into the shadows until Aklavdra addresses her, and she kind of like whips her attention over, like somebody who just woke up from a dream. I wouldn't dream of disappointing. I wouldn't.
Good. I don't think my reputation will survive much more disappointments. Our alliance with Grimma is essential, so I am expecting much of you in whatever he asks of you. Do you understand?
Kind of like a drawn out silence as she drifts off for a second. Her eyes unfocus. Yeah.
Kiza, do you understand?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I do. I understand. I understand perfectly. Sorry.
Good. You will leave in the morning.
Where? From here? From where? From here?
Yes, you will go to Grimma in his fort.
Okay.
He will have instructions for you.
All right.
Do not disappoint me.
I won't.
He is counting on us. I am already bending the fire giants to my will. I cannot be separated on two fronts.
Okay. Okay. Whatever you need.
Good. And her demeanor shifts into that more regal, presentory, happy face. Although you know she is just as stern beneath the surface. Shadows claim the room, and we see a monastery floating in the astral sea. Its walls carved psionically from adamantine. Sam, can you describe for us what Shem looks like?
Shem is kind of short for a Gith. Has the very... You can't see a lot of his face. He's has a full hood on that comes like down to the middle of his nose, so you can just see his eyes, and a mask to really just... Sorry, I'm being texted by several people, and my computer's making a lot of noise about it. Big hood, mask covering his face, very nondescript and kind of blends into the shadows, is just kind of like sitting there, and the only real reason you can see him is that his eyes glow a little bit, just light green. If he takes down his hood, he has a long white braid that spills down his back, and looks just... His face is kind of generally set in not a grimace, but just a flat affect. It is hard to get a reaction out of him.
Resting Gith face.
Resting Gith face, yes. Otherwise, it's just a normal Gith with a yellowish skin. He has some like dirt smeared on his eyes because it's the only part of his face that is not covered by his outfit, and so it helps him blend in a little more. And yeah, that's about it. Very nondescript clothes, just kind of grays and dark blues.
Shem has been reconciling with a recent visit to a Gith Zerai oracle. The seer has said, has confirmed what he was afraid of. Kach has passed. There is no indication of why, but they do know where. You have been sent in that direction, deep into the Underdark of the material plane. The plane shift is one direction, so Shem knows that whatever's happening on the other side of this spell, he's locked into it. There's no getting out of it.
Not a problem. Aim in for
wish you
whatever
luck.
happens.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. I shall do proud.
We know. The monk in front of you goes through a series of hand signs and then thrusts their palm forward into your chest. It feels like you're falling back. And when that sort of feeling of gravity tips over the edge, you are standing in a cavern. It is carved away into a massive iron city, almost similar to where you've come from. Its structures clearly glistening with that gentle blue of adamantine. Small lights waver here and there, echoing around a cavern with hundreds of tall spire-like buildings. Heat fills the cavern from dozens of forges blazing. And there's a massive sphere thrust into the top of this cavern, out of which pours what looks like liquid gold. It comes funneling into the center of the city. You see this in a matter of moments before Duragar start closing in around you. That scene dissolves into Grimma. Tough, cracked knuckles clenched in a fist as he walks into a tap house. I must say, I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. But it's good to see you all the same, Rift. And Haley, would you like to describe your character?
You see with Grimma quite an imposing figure. Large, not overly tall, but still pretty tall at 6 foot. Big build. Long, pale hair and kind of like pale white hair. And then like a dark slate colored skin. You can see that throughout her, up her arms and over her face, there are cracks that are quite visible in the flesh, but otherwise very smooth and stone-looking skin elsewhere. She's got relatively like casual robes on at the moment, just while she's meeting up with her friend. Otherwise, very unassuming, very plain looking. Looks like they could. Yeah. Unassuming. Very assuming, I mean.
Grimma, with two big meaty fingers, waves over one of the tavern servers. Two big mugs of ale are presented. So I didn't just call here for drinks, although we should. Mind you, I want to catch up a bit, but I do have a favor to ask you, and I always feel it's polite to lead with business.
A favor! Grimma!
Yeah. Yeah.
This is gonna be interesting. You know it's gonna cost you.
I'm aware.
She takes like a big swig of the ale, and what do you have in mind?
I need someone with your skill set. I've had a little bit of a stumbling block with previous hires, and looking to sort of rebolster the ranks, you might say.
You know that this isn't something that I would do for anybody.
But because we're good friends. Eh? Because we're good friends.
Takes another big swig of the ale.
I did
Because
save you that
we're
one time.
good friends.
And because you'll get paid. You'll get paid, obviously.
I mean-
come on.
I'm glad that you followed that up. I wasn't even thinking that that was a question.
Yeah, okay, it should go without saying.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
What is the mission?
There's killing involved.
Hmm?
So, I'll leave it at that. I got some other interesting fellas coming in on this that I'll bring you all up to speed at the same time.
All right. I guess I'm in.
Good. How's that brother of yours?
Rubble.
Oh, that's a shame.
It happens.
That scene filters out into the chit-chatter of other patrons in the bar. And it all focuses in on that central building that we saw with that liquid gold falling down into it from the perspective of Shem. Shem, you have been taken prisoner. It was not a rough situation, but you have been given a guest house, so to speak, with prescribed hours, is the kind way of phrasing it. But as you've explained yourself a little bit, you eventually get a knock on your door, and in walks a Duragar who is about half your height, but stocky. Big and wide, thick fingers, cracked from wear and tear, big metal bangles around his wrist, and large ornamentation through his beard. So you're the one that just popped into existence in my fair town, are you? Shem, I've been told. Yes?
Yes. That I came from somewhere, but it is nowhere that I can show you.
Totally understand. Were it not for the testimony of my guards, I would maybe not believe him, but I trust him. I trust him to at least have not all been equally drunk enough to have hallucinated the same absurd occurrence. So,
From your perspective, it looked as if I manifested here without prior being, but I was elsewhere and am now here.
our ships
I
occasionally
apologize.
use that kind. No, it's no bother. You know,
I have no control over where I jump into material plane, but I am thankful for the welcome I have received.
yeah, it's it's not a welcome per se, but I would say that it's better than us just trying to kill you, right? So
This is my point.
little bit of circumstances require a gentle touch sometimes, and I'm looking at this as a drawing of fate. You familiar with the phrase?
No? Please explain.
It's when gamblers believe in it a lot. You deal the top card, and it's a good one for you. Fate has drawn in your favor, right? I was
So
was
I am
down
a face
some
card
chips.
for you.
You're a face card in my favor, theoretically. Now, maybe we just work out a deal where I can get you to where you're going. But you seem to have some skills. You dress and you carry yourself like someone who's not really afraid, which is a good sign. What are you
is there
looking
to be
for?
afraid of? I am here on a mission to. I kill the squids. I mean to kill the squids.
He looks you over up and down a couple times and is just kind of like ruminating on the statement. You're just sort of this lineup of impossibilities, right? You appear out of nowhere. You say you kill squids. Like it's just sort of, you bake bread. You don't really hear that line tossed around so casually. But I know enough of your people's history to kind of, I get that. We're kindred spirits there.
Appreciate this.
They left us our noses, but, we all get a weird draw.
Yes. No noses.
If you're interested. Yeah, exactly. See, you get a cool little thingy, and I get a nose. I don't know. I think I'd rather. It's cool looking guy. Hey, I'm getting off topic. I think I have some work for you. It's not squiddies just yet. But once I find them, assuming you're still around, I've got a plan for you. Now, are you interested in working?
I am happy to work as long as it leads to dead squids.
It will eventually, yes.
Not everything's a straight line.
Ain't that true? Love it. I love truth.
As do I.
All right, well,
I will happily work for you as long as if you know of squids that need or can be taken out, you tell me first.
Oh, plenty. More than I could shake an axe at. Let's get you set up in some better accommodations. I have some friends coming in, and we can talk about. Not right away, but we'll talk about dead squids. I'll leave you to it. Dinner should be coming by soon.
Most generous.
Grimma, Bane Salt.
Shem, Weisenthal. Nice to meet you.
It's good to meet you, Shem Weisenthal. I'll leave you to it. Get you in a different room. You hear him bark some orders once he's out the door and quickly walking down the hallway. The next day, you all find yourselves at the same table the previous incarnation of Grimma's Fist was at. The odd hourglass, angular-shaped table with Grimma at the center, at the apex of one of the sides. And you three arrayed on the other side.
Raz, would like to know if the Durgar lady who was hot looks sad at all.
Give me a perception check.
What is my modifier for?
Yeah.
This is it's a 17 for Raz.
17 for Raz. This is a completely out of. This is an OOC check. This is amazing.
I just want to know.
I'm sorry,
The
Raz, are
camera
you using
pans-
your character sheet or your character's?
I'm using mine. I rolled a 17. I'm not very perceptive, so like I feel like I have like.
You're just giving yourself a flat roll. Oh, to be
Yeah,
a little bit generous with yourself. We'll call it an 18. You're
Oh,
you're
okay.
at least +1.
Oh,
Plus
it's
+1.
perception. Sorry.
Thank you.
Looking down the table, there is an assembly of Durgar next to Grimma. There is one wearing robes of a mage sort, and there is the very punk rock looking female Durgar, who you wouldn't call it sad, but she's looking a bit disinterested in the meeting. There's a bit of an aloofness to her.
Well, I appreciate that. As Raz.
In my ADHD brain, understand.
Yes, I understand it. Yes, no. Kiza is probably sitting in the chair as small as she can make herself, attempting to focus on what is being said that is important at the table. But like every so often her eyes kind of just dart up and around and kind of it's almost like she sees somebody walking into the room. Like there's an intensity to the darting of the gaze that is very like, oh, did she see something? But there's nothing there. It's just kind of shadows. She is wearing more of her the work kind of attire. No. Some nice pants. Some nice purple and black, traveling cape type thing. And shadows are kind of like swimming around at her feet and her hair.
Love it. Is Rift wearing more of a ready for work outfit?
For work, yeah, ready for work outfit for sure. She's got her morning star on her as well, and yeah, she's looking fit and ready. Her hair is away, put out of her face, so you can actually see what you would say is scars on her, significantly more, especially like the back of her neck, the side of her face and chin. It kind of looks like when she moves with like the firelight, you can see it goes in before coming back out there, deep cracks.
Very cool. And
Cool,
Shem.
man.
Yeah. Dope scars.
Yeah.
Don't rock, dude! Shem is sitting ramrod straight, shoulders back, chest out, chin up, just picture of quiet dignity, and is obviously listening and involved and interested. And if you look closely, you can see that he's just running different scenarios and plans in his mind. Like, he is fully concentrated and like in this, but it doesn't take all of his brain, and the other half is off planning essentially assassinations.
Yeah. Full ADHD,
Yeah.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
the
I don't
gifts
need
have
all of my
evolved in a
brain.
very interesting direction. I don't need all my brain for this. I got other
That's what
shit
it
to
said.
do. Let's get ready. ADHD plus
Amazing.
anxiety is a great mix. I can
Mm-hmm.
always plan on how this is going to go.
I love it.
Anyway,
You are
yes.
all arrayed on the opposite side of the table. Grimma is wearing a very cautious smile by his standards. Some of the enthusiasm has been drained from him. And Rift, I'd say you notice that his skin doesn't show weathering. He has been through so much shit that he's not really one to wear his condition on his face. And yet you still see bags under his eyes and the noticeable wear and tear of several difficult days. He looks at each of you. The other Duragar in the room are definitely in that like weird, awkward stage of like, this group keeps getting weirder. Now there's Gith here, like this, another drow, like what is going on? Like, but he's clearly put them in their spots. They know to behave. And he taps on the desk, the table, and it arranges itself into, rather than a map of the Underdark like we saw it do last time, we see it arrange itself into a series of death notes, a series of notices of deaths of prominent individuals. Some of you recognize some of these names, big names in sort of a multiversal level. Some are from ancient history, others are recent. A lot of them you don't know. They're just sort of names that blend in. The one commonality to all of them is that they were assassinated.
Are any of them names that I specifically recognize?
Give me a history check with advantage.
Oh, I'm good at history too. You'd think having another monitor would make it easier, but I'm just confused
doesn't
as to where
sometimes.
everything is.
It's just one more place to lose things.
Exactly. So I already had advantage on history.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
What's that from?
Double advantage.
Double advantage.
Roll 3 dice.
No.
I got a 3 and a 2 though, so the best is an 8.
I
Because I have a plus 5.
I will say though, I would factor in your passive score here, specifically because if you were not an assassin, I would say no. But specifically because you are an assassin, you would recognize the work of, and it sort of clicks in your brain as Grimma says it. The Undying Master. He is a figment of history. But figments often come true. There's a grain of truth to every legend. And I bet, he like taps his finger on the table, I bet that this one's got a lot more than just a grain. Any creature that's been around this long, any creature this good at killing for this long, has some secrets up their sleeve. So if you're up for it, I am hiring each of you to, as a team, mind you, go to the rumored sanctum of the Undying Master. I want you to kill him. And I want you to bring me his archives.
Sounds like fun.
What are you offering in return?
I am offering each of you 5,000 gold. And an item from my personal trove.
Excellent.
I
Give
told
one
you
of
you'd
the
get
dates.
paid.
Mm-hmm. You are holding out on me.
I like to save a little mystery, you know, we got a little surprise for you.
Hmm.
Whatever you need.
All right.
He gives Kiza a little bit of a look at the whatever you need, like a. Can you roll me insight?
Okay. That is a 9.
9? Okay. It's tough to place what this look is doing, but he's clear that there's like a little assumption mismatch in his head that he's rearranging in that moment. If you're down for this, so, I'm afraid I really don't have much information to go on, sadly. This is a bit of a, we're hunting ghosts, so to speak. So, I know where it is. I'll send you there. Do what you gotta do. And, oh yeah. and he like gestures towards the Durgar in the cloak, who passes a sending stone over to just to your side of the table, for whoever takes it.
Rift grabs it.
You know how to use that. Just let me know once you're done, right? And we'll come get you sorted. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Good. We got a couple supplies for you, just to make sure that this has every chance of working. But I trust your skills. You all seem capable.
Grimma, you look tired. Is there something weighing on your mind there?
There is, but that can wait. We don't need to worry about that right now. It is not pertinent to your mission. I will say that.
Rift is gonna like just hold his like gaze just like a little bit longer after that moment before nodding, and then
If you'd like to roll insight, you can.
yeah.
I was gonna ask. Oh, can I?
Yeah, you can also roll Shem. Yes,
I will roll Shem.
roll Shem.
Roll Shem.
Roll Shem.
Ah, it's a natty one.
Nah.
Yay.
I was planning too hard.
Off to a
21.
great start here.
21. Rift,
If
you
Shem
know,
keeps rolling like this,
it's not gonna go well.
it's gonna be another Weisenthal death. Is what it's gonna be.
Rift, you know him pretty well. There's no sense of deception, no sense of misdirection. He's honest. He doesn't think that the information is pertinent.
Yep.
And he is honest about wanting to be more forthcoming in the future. He's just playing things a little bit close to the chest.
Cool. Yeah, I can understand that. When do we leave?
Right now, if you're willing. The ship's
Yeah.
loaded up. I'll have my buddy here see you off.
Sounds good.
All right then.
Lovely.
He claps his hands and knocks the table again, and the table shifts into its flat form. The robed figure and the female Duragar both stand up and escort you out of the room. On the way, you are each given a potion of greater healing. And as you leave the room, door shuts behind you, and you see Grimma kind of just put his face in his hands, work out some of the wrinkles, and he taps the table again. Tap, tap, drag with this ring on his finger, and we see little motes of this magical artifice material spring off of the table and create this cluster of shapes moving in open air. There is this spiralized nexus of tunnels and metallic beams and clusters of rock around which float these spiraled shapes. And we see one of those spiraled shapes alight. Large tentacles emerge from the front of it, and we see it zoom away from this nest thing in the middle. Yeah, they're moving. I know. Shit! We see him step away from the table and move to a different room. And we see a smaller little mote of metal fly off of the table and materialize into a little torpedo-like needle of a shape, moving towards that cluster. We drift closer in to that needle, and it becomes a piece of silver flying in a sea of stars towards a massive structure built of gold, silver, bronze, all manner of metals twisted into unnaturally, perfectly engineered shapes, connecting clusters of rock. We move through the silvered barrier that makes up this ship and see a creature its face buried in a steering wheel. It lifts itself up, the shape of the metal unfolding from its face, purple tentacles falling down into a writhing beard. It turns to face us, one eye blotted out of its socket. Makes these horrible noises, and we see two other figures in the room. Both purple tentacled humanoids. One with weird mottled blotchy skin and small little spikes, tufts of black hair growing up out of the back of its head. The other, a more subtle, almost albino purplish tone with cool blue eyes instead of the black of its cousins. We fade out on that scene. And we see the group who has been assembled by Grimma appear at the base of a mountain, once again by way of teleportation. At this point, Shem, you're getting used to that unsettling, like stomach lurch feeling of arriving somewhere by magical means. Ahead of you is a frighteningly tall mountain, rising up from the surrounding tundra to pierce the sky. Snow dapples your face, and its face sheer except for an impossibly tall staircase, climbing up so high as to fade from view. A stair that you know leads to a sanctum somewhere high up above. At the base of the stair stands a strange, almost ethereal figure cloaked in black, snow speckling against its robe, and holding a long staff in their hands. They are waiting at the base of a stair, not moving, not looking, just floating there. What do you do?
Oh, we're here. We see that.
We see that. How far away is it in front of us?
It is 50 feet.
And floating how high above the ground?
It's like
Just
a
hovering?
couple inch. Yeah, it's just hovering just barely above the ground.
Let's go say hi.
I'll follow you.
And Rift's just going to start trudging through the snow towards the figure.
Once you're within about 20-ish feet, close enough that you can very easily carry on a conversation, the figure turns to regard you. You notice that there is no face beneath the hood. It's as if there is a robe simply floating in midair. And
Like that.
you hear a voice say, "A master waits."
Wonderful. It's who we're looking for, right? I look at the other two guys.
Just so.
I would assume. The messenger waits where?
At the top.
When Shem speaks, the hood turns to regard him. When Kiza speaks, turns to regard her. It's not saying anything else. It's just sort of gesturing as if there is a face beneath the hood looking at each of you.
We move on then, I guess.
Yes.
Nod kind of deferentially to the shadow.
Is that
There's about like 5 feet behind it, and then the staircase proper begins climbing up into the mountain.
nah.
Nah, Matt,
I don't
fuck your thing.
I don't want to poke the shadow. I was
Don't poke the
I
shadow.
do want to
Oh,
poke
yeah.
the shadow, but I don't want to.
No, if your
Rift
character
is
would
smarter
do it,
than
then
that.
do it.
Rift is smarter. No, she's not. Does it have limbs?
It
Shadow
looks like
limbs?
it's the same way that like the hood is over like the vague
it's just a-
invisible image of
Mhm.
something. And there's like sleeves to the robes, and there is like a gloved like what should be a gloved hand holding onto this staff that's holding, but there's not really like there's no indication of legs. There's no there's no visible body. It is just clothing floating there,
All right,
holding
we're
a
rolling
staff.
to see if Rift can control herself as to see whether or not she needs to touch this. And she does. So she uses the handle of her Morning Star to just kind of like try and touch the shadow.
Okay.
Kind of like maybe like back thigh.
Yeah. The handle like sweeps through the cloak. It feels like it tugs
Hugs a
on
cloak.
clothing. Yeah,
Mhm.
but
Oh,
it doesn't.
nothing.
No.
Odd. Does it turn to me?
It's regarding you. Yes,
Yeah.
the hood has turned to regard.
Is it cold? How cold is it right now?
It's pretty chilly. It's not like freezing, but there is snow falling. The only reason it's not like terribly cold to you is that the sun is reasonably warm.
Anyone need a cloak?
Thank you.
I'm
That's
good.
a-
I've got one.
I'll say
Take
Kiza,
the stairs then?
as you sort of chuckle, you see a like ephemeral body, sort of transparent and ghostly, fall and crack its back, splintering itself into two pieces as it slumps across one of the handrails of this stairway running up. And you can see as it does so, it just sort of rolls and then dissipates into smoke. Neither of the other two see this.
Just kind of suddenly staring at the spot on the stairs.
Rift, you said you
And
just
you're
moved
right,
past.
darling.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Let's go.
Rift, you walk past.
Hmm.
Hold on. Where did that? Okay. As you walk past the figure, you start to. There's this odd moment of like you like crossing that threshold of moving past the thing.
Yeah.
The hood suddenly snaps in your direction, and you see the staff whirl around and smack you dead in the chest, flinging you 30 feet back, and you take 10 force damage.
Oh. Okay.
The wind is knocked out of your chest, and it felt like time slowed.
Oh,
Can I
that
tell
hurt.
what the thing is, the shadow man thing that's regarding us and doing weird speaking?
Give me an either Arcana or Religion.
Okay. Arcana. Is it 17?
17. This thing is very likely some sort of magical construct. It is something that is meant to guard. It's like this sort of amalgamation of like magical force damage and like a magic mouth spell. It has like a programming to it that it is following, but it is not a creature per se.
Okay, cool. I don't think we're gonna get very far up the stairs with this this guard dog.
Where is this master you speak of? Do you wish for us to meet with him?
A master waits.
Where?
Doesn't respond.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any into any real things from it. It's magic. Kind of something that's magically placed here to guard the bottom of the stairs.
Speak of it?
That seems like the thing we'll need to do. And I'm gonna cast Blade Ward on myself. So
Okay.
my hand is gonna come up. The shadows are
Mhm.
gonna kind of like circle around into a weird sigil, and then there is a weird kind of a shimmering, shadowy kind of ward around me.
Nice. You have Blade Ward.
I have Blade Ward on me.
You have it.
I have it.
Ba-ba-da.
To use my
I don't want to get shoved around.
I want to use my mage hand to pick up just like a sharp rock or something.
Mhm.
From outside of the cloak's view, so like directly behind them.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Gonna use the locks dice because I'm leaning into stereotypes today.
Yes.
Cock. 11. My sleight of hand is dope. If I can just find it. 17.
17. There's a little rock floating in the air just above it. It doesn't seem to have noticed any of the sort of somatics that you're using to summon it.
Must we fight you? I do not wish to. But
It's
if you
just
keep us
looking at
from
you.
our goal, we shall.
It remains looking at you.
I don't think you can reason with it.
Do you know what to do here?
Not really. Kill it.
Hit me. I'm
Can
gonna
I script?
hit it, I guess.
Okay. Make an attack
Watch.
roll.
I watch to see if the physical hit does
Yeah,
anything to
I
the magical
watch.
concept.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to stand back and cast. Maybe. Fuck. New characters, I'm still learning.
Yeah,
You got
the
it.
whole thing.
New character who dis.
New character who dis.
Who does?
Fuck it. I'm not gonna waste a slot.
I love that
Oh, yeah.
impulse of like, ooh, new character. I can play spells. No, I want to save those slots. Like it's
That
you
one.
It's a whole
competing.
thing.
There's not.
There are
not
two-
many.
There are two wolves inside of you. One of them
There
wants to
are.
use your spells, and the other is a greedy bastard that wants to
Yes.
keep them all until you need them.
Exactly. All right, so I'm going to. Riff like gets herself up from the snow and like brushes it off of herself, and you can see that it's actually like compacted into the cracks that exist on her body. So she's got like white lines.
Nice.
And she kind of like does like a hop step and just throws a javelin straight at it.
Nice. You throw the javelin.
Mhm.
It passes
Right.
through the cloak. It like whips like a cloak in the wind, and the javelin like boom, plants itself in the ground, but it doesn't seem to have affected this thing in any sort of meaningful way.
Can I cast Chill Touch at it?
You can.
Ghostly skeletal hand appears and goes to touch the thing under the cloak.
I poke the shadow.
I poke
He
the
took the
shadow.
shadow.
I poke it.
Poke it.
It passes through the thing. Seemingly no effect.
I don't even get to roll to hit it. That's crazy. Well,
If you would like, what's everyone's passive perception?
11.
what's my
Let's
PP?
see.
My PP is 15.
13.
Hold on, I have to recover from my child.
Ah.
my inner child giggling at
Listen, Kinku.
You're
that. Nope.
welcome.
Kiza, looking around, I love that it's you that notices this. Looking around, you're starting to notice even more like wisps of like movement. There's just this like faint idea that hundreds of people have died here. There are just these faint after images of spirits littered over the mountainside that you're seeing in their last moments, their brutal impact of death. One of them stands out to you. One of them is, you see just a little bit of ways, far enough like away, like the stair and this figure have drawn all of your focuses to the point that like it's easy to kind of miss it off to the side. There is what looks to be this giant rock, like a boulder that fell and is sort of smashed into the ground, creating its little crater. And standing next to it, just sort of arms at the side, standing wearily, there is, without a doubt, a ghost.
Yeah, does it seem like it would talk to me?
It just sort of sighs and sits on the boulder. It like does the motion of kicking a stone. Stone doesn't go anywhere. The foot just fades through the stone, plants the foot down, thoroughly disgruntled at its inability to interact with the world.
Can I go kick the stone for it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go kick the stone for the ghost. Like, there you go.
And as Kiza goes over to kick the stone for it, Shem and Rift, you both notice this figure. You can see this ghost as well. There's a faint, translucent person sitting on a boulder nearby.
Hello?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. What's, are you... I mean, I know you're not okay, obviously, but, oh,
Yeah.
what's up? What's your deal?
I'm just here. I'm just stuck here.
Why are you stuck here?
I died up there.
So if you die up there, you're stuck here?
I think so. I haven't seen my friends, so maybe they're not, but there were assassins, bunch of them up there
Good to
waiting
know.
for us.
How did you get past this guy over here?
Oh, we tried. We couldn't. He just kept saying that stupid line, so we just waited. And at that point, you hear a heavy flapping of feathers and wings as a massive bird, something like a carrion bird, lands on a nearby rock. Oh shit, them again. Oh yeah, they kept landing, being noisy. Eventually, he just let us pass. I don't know.
Are they big enough to ride?
They're not big enough to ride. They're
That'd
like
be dope.
big enough that like if you hit them with your car, you'd be like, oh shit, did I break something? But like they're not big enough to ride. They're still just
So, like-
bird sized.
Gotcha.
Is the bird real?
Damn.
Big old fat turkey vulture kind of. The
I
bird
thought
looks
that was
real.
the
The bird is
secret
not a
of-
ghost.
You ride the turkey vulture up to the top of the mountain.
Ride the bird.
Ride the vulture. Let the vulture consume you and take you up to the top of the mountain.
This whole encounter is actually a massive commentary on Lord of the Rings and how they should have just used the fucking eagles.
I
Exactly.
love it. Perfect. I knew there was a workaround.
Yep.
Can I tell at all what's kind of keeping this ghost tethered here?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
On hearing that we just have to wait, Shem just kind of like finds a place where his back is to the wall, or like some kind of wall or stone or something, and just sits down and like puts his hands in his lap and is just watching everything
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of observing.
What'd you get on insight?
I got a massive and wonderful, amazing 6.
It is tough to say. You're sort of having this moment of cognitive relaxation, like, oh, okay, other people see it. This is
Yeah,
this is maybe not
honestly,
the worst.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a sense that this thing is bound here. Maybe in the same way that most ghosts linger. Maybe they had some regret or something that tied them to this plane. As to what specific, you don't think that there's any. This place is certainly attuned to death. You don't know anything more specific than that.
Weird. Do you want to hang out with us?
I mean, I'm stuck here.
You literally
Right
can't move
here?
from this rock.
I mean, I walk, like, if I walk too far away, it just puts me back here.
Is this where you died?
I think so.
Do you
So you
remember
never
how you died?
made it past the guy?
Oh, we waited, right? He said a master waits, and we were like, well, he didn't say the master waits, so maybe
Ah.
he's acting like we have to wait. So we waited, and then he led us onto the stairs. And it was
And you
after, I
died.
think, like, and then, yeah, we died somewhere up there. It's kind of fuzzy. Like 6 of those stupid birds showed up, and then he let us up.
6 birds. Is there anything
Right.
that would make sense about like is there any weird symbolism there or just weird shit to do with like 6 birds needing to show up in order for you to like gain access to this random mountain?
Give me an investigation check.
The bird pecks at a certain time.
I
Yeah.
know what's happening.
The bird pecks on the rock at a certain time.
The bird squawks on the 9th moon.
Right.
You need 6 of the carrion birds to move forward.
I pour the blood from the
They
cup
will-
and it oils the wings that land on the rock.
Just playing heavy metal riffs in my head now.
Yeah,
Oh my
just
God.
Slaying Raz with random prophetic BS.
The bird of the blood will show you the way.
actually
Skulls
just
for the
a-
skull throne.
It's just a weight mechanism when the weight of 6 birds land on this
Yeah.
rock, it just and the ghost disappears.
Yeah. Oh,
feels
he
like-
spelled it WEIGHT. Oh.
The master waits.
Still with the
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings commentary. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Speak friend and Speak friend and
Mellock. What'd you get on that? What'd you get on the investigation check?
I don't know. I never rolled it. Okay, work it.
We
Work it
derailed.
A really shitty number.
We were too busy counting crows.
Fucked up. I got a 6. Like the amount of birds that we need to arrive before we can go up the mountain.
That's about the level of puzzling out that roll gives you. It's just like, well, fucking 6 birds. Apparently need 6 birds.
Is a group of vultures called a master?
Maybe.
A group of crows is called a murder.
Mhm.
We're just physically puzzling this out now. Like, you know, 6 birds to go up the mountain, 5 wings to find them.
Because I really wanted to know, a group of vultures is called a committee,
Oh.
which I feel like is a weird business joke. It's like death by committee.
Right? The businessmen are not here yet. We cannot vote until we have formed a committee.
Yeah.
The quorum is up farther on the mountain.
We
That is
can't distribute to this
definitely-
corpse until we have a quorum.
You must
is
have a
social
majority of
commentary.
votes in order to proceed.
That has got
This
to
is
be
wild.
social commentary.
I'm just pulling from co-op meetings.
Shem,
Okay.
are you like meditating near enough that you're hearing kind of the dialogue that's happening between Kiza and the ghost? And the-
Kiza and the ghost and Riff. are
Not
we all
meditating,
talking-
just observing.
Are we all just talking about how many birds it takes to get up
Yeah.
the mountain?
Yes.
Shem is
How many?
just waiting and watching and listening and like taking in everything, but also just like Shem's training is very focused on waiting for the opportune moment
Mhm.
and retaining energy until that point.
Give me. I'm gonna ask for 2 checks here. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Ooh. Losing my whole character sheet. Investigation. I get advantage on investigation.
What is
First one
giving
is
you
better.
the advantage? Because sometimes they
Let-
are specific to situations. I think if you hover over the dice, the little advantage symbol.
Oh,
gives
no,
you-
sorry. So to recall information about phase, fiends, or undead.
Okay, yeah. So that is not this.
Damn. Okay.
Sorry.
But regardless, the first roll was better anyway. So it is a 24.
Cool. Also give me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check I can do.
Can I use prestidigitation to make it smell like dead bodies and draw more carrion birds to us?
22.
Some more carry-on birds.
Yeah.
What
Fuck
was this? What was the wisdom check?
A 22.
Okay,
I
sorry.
got a 24 and a 22. Tell me the things, Matthew.
Killed myself my own fucking pun.
I have succeeded.
I've made the numbers go high enough, DM. Give me
The
my
numbers
things.
went high. Give me the.
Investigation wise,
Yes.
you are immediately keying in to the notion that the birds probably represent an amount of time that has passed. Just sort of being keenly aware of like the passage of time, estimating it around 10 minutes. So 6 birds, 10 minutes, probably an hour. So they basically must have waited an hour and then they were allowed to go past. However, that doesn't mean that that is like, based on the way he's talking about things, it sounds like there was a bunch of shit waiting for them up that mountain, to the point that like it was very, very bad for them to have waited that long and given their attackers that time to prepare. So there's got to be something else to this. He did say, referring to a master, not the master. Keying that in, you're thinking like the trick to this, if there is a trick, is to show patience, show the ability to take your time, and that is the key to moving past the thing. If you just try and rush past it, or if you try and attack or do any sort of offensive way of getting past this weird guardian thing, it's just going to bop you. And I will also say that because Shem is just sort of entering this like giga brain, activate the mechanism, Sherlock Holmes state, this is showing like years of practice developing awareness and cognition. And since you're sort of the closest to the stair at the moment, the figure has been like looking at you. And then as you're sort of sitting there puzzling things out and just reaching this moment of like Zen clarity, the head just like looks away from you.
Can I follow the gaze?
It's looking over towards Rift and Kiza.
Sam, you can always follow the gaze.
I do. That's how I ended up in a house full of only trans people.
Hey.
Follow the gaze. If you get nothing else,
Follow
from
the
this,
gaze.
Follow the gaze.
I would like to like slowly and decorously, whatever.
Sure.
Slowly and calmly gain my feet and walk over and tell them what I have figured out. Just, we shouldn't wait that long. The key to get through is patience. Don't attack it. Don't fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
Sit, listen, watch. Something will happen. The birds have nothing to do with it. The birds are just how long we've been here. I can do it in a Russian accent if you want.
Is it when
Does it sound?
when he started talking again? Did the figure now look?
Yeah, has the figure changed?
The figure has not started looking at Shem again.
Where is it looking?
It's looking at Rift or Kiza, whichever one of you happens to be closest to it at the time.
Can I
Shem,
towards the stairs?
can you? Yeah, can you make it past?
You're moving that way and it doesn't seem to be following you.
What happens when I put a foot on the stairs?
Doesn't look over.
Oh,
You don't get whacked.
what did you do again?
Just sit and listen.
Okay.
Sit,
sit
listen,
down.
watch. Be quiet. Do not attack. Be still.
I sit down and I calm myself. Become one with the earth.
Make a wisdom check.
I love that.
Oh, 19.
19. It does take a while. It does. You're like, you are properly settling into like, there's that moment of like, all right, I am calm. I am peace. Crack eye open to look. And then it's like, okay, no, that doesn't count. And it's like, you really settle into the point that's like, you've reached that moment of doing a thing long enough. You forgot that you were doing a thing and you're just in it.
Yeah.
And then when you open your eyes, it's not looking at you anymore. Another bird has landed. So 10 minutes went by in that time. But
Going to very slowly, taking my feet off of the ground, shuffle to the stairs. Yeah.
Sit until it is ready.
you move past it.
Okay.
Before
Can I stealth up the stairs? I don't want to attack anything. I don't want to cause a problem. I just want to see what's next.
Okay. Give me a
But I don't
stealth
wanna
check
be,
and
like,
then a
out of-
perception check. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to be out of sight of my party, but
Yep.
Yeah.
Stealth and
don't wanna
perception.
split the
Kiza, what were
party?
you doing?
That's weird.
I don't want to
What?
split the party.
What?
Wild.
Crazy. I
Madness.
would like to see if there's like bones or a dead body or something under this rock that are anchoring the ghost to this place.
You look around the base of the stone. If there is, it is long been like picked over and pulverized, and there's no evidence of a body. Like there's no leg like sticking out.
I wanted to like take like a bone and see if I could make it so that he could follow us at least. That's okay.
Yeah. Oh.
This is really hard for Kiza because she cannot sit still and make her brain quit. Because as soon as she does, there's something that catches her attention.
Mm-hmm.
This is very. Can I cast invisibility and try to hide?
You can.
Gonna try and do that.
Raz!
Okay. Make a
gonna-
stealth check.
Gonna try. I got it. It's
And then what was
Oh,
Shem? What was your stealth and perception?
And you're making a good choice. I'm not mad at you.
Shem, what was your stealth and perception?
Stealth was 15, perception was 6.
Okay.
Do
You
I-
move up the stair. You don't see anything of particular note. The
Okay.
stairs just wind up and up and up. It's one of those things where it's like it's comically tall stairs. Like, and also I will just say like passive noticing the stairs, like moving from one to the next, they start very, very regular, and you're noticing they start to get like one will be too tall, then one will be too short, one will be a little bit longer, one will be a little bit narrower. It's the stairs start to show signs of irregularity in their construction to an almost purposeful trolling extent.
Is there a pattern to it?
There is no discernible pattern as far as you can tell.
Okay.
What'd you get on that stealth check, Kiza?
Since I was invisible, do I get a advantage for hiding?
You do not have advantage. It just means you can try to hide even in plain sight.
Okay. Well, that's okay. It's okay.
How far
That's
away? How far away
9.
are you from me in the stairs right now?
Who, me or Kiza?
The one turning invisible, Giza.
Be like 15 feet.
15 feet. I see you turn invisible.
Yeah, probably.
All right, I'm gonna watch for a moment.
You feel you're invisible.
Try
Is
it.
it looking at her? Did it take her eyes off
Your
her?
voice.
It
I
does
walk?
not take its. I mean, the hood is still very much facing Kiza.
sit and listen and wait.
Can I misty step past it?
You mark off the spell slot. Mark
I
off the
am.
spell.
I am definitely doing. Yes, it's happening.
You feel that moment of slipping into that like interdimensional boundary, and the only thing waiting for you in that little space between the spaces is a stick in your face, and you take 9 force damage and are shunted out of the misty step and thrown backwards.
Damn it!
Doesn't feel good, hey.
Damn it!
Spell!
Fuck. It's okay. It's fine. And
You are in good company struggling with this puzzle. This puzzle is absolutely the death knell of everyone.
just God. So, but the thing is bad. It's thinking, sitting, waiting, thinking is bad. I don't know.
Try.
I will say, Kiza, you would know that like it's not just sitting, thinking, waiting. It is a display of patience. So if there is something else in your mind that connects to the notion of displaying patience.
I will. Hang on. Just, down. My God. No, I hate it. God, make it stop.
Another bird has arrived.
Oh no.
I just stand in front of it and fold my hands and try really, really, really hard to wait.
Okay. Give me a wisdom check.
It's not. This Well, that was pretty good. Okay. 18. Modified 20.
Modified 20. How does Kiza find like in this mind of like, ooh, that's a thing, ooh, that's a like jumping all over the place? How does Kiza find peace? Is there a single thing that she's focusing on, or does she sort of just detach from thought? What does that look like for Kiza?
I think she just tries to let the shadows have her. You know, I think she just tries to detach. Kind of.
That's dope as hell.
The shadows do indeed crawl up Kiza's form, more and more of her skin darkening, and it's almost like she looks asleep as a shadow falls over her. There's this little like growling noise in the far off distance. And you get the sense that you're not being watched.
Rolling noise in the far off distance. I'm sorry. Guess I will try to separate myself from the shadow, which is really hard to do. Try and like feel my fingers and toes again in order to
Give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh God. Okay. $17.
You're able to you all see Kiza sort of just like fall out. Oh,
No, you said saving throw, so it's actually
I
another
did.
modified 20.
oh, yeah, this is gonna be big. You see, each of you see Kiza like fall out of this sort of shadowy cocoon, almost leaving an after image of herself, and you walk past the Guardian. Another 10 minutes has passed for you to achieve that state, but with only 4 birds waiting on the rocks above, you were able to make your way higher.
Sorry, guys.
No,
hard.
it's okay.
It is
You're
not
fine.
everybody's forte.
Mm-mm.
You have done well. let us continue.
Okay.
As Rift is gonna kind of let Giza go up in front of her for the stairs, and you notice that as she's moving up, there is no movement, there is no sound as she casts Pass Without a Trace.
Ooh, that's
And
cool.
her feet have molded into the staircase, and she is just riding up like an escalator. And you two as well have a plus 10
Yeah.
stealth rolls for the next hour.
Dope.
Nice.
Are we sneaking? Are
Plus
we being
18.
sneaky?
We can be now.
I would like to roll again for the sneak.
I would like to deploy the sneak.
I would like to deploy the sneak. I am very good at it.
I feel like being silent going up these stairs is at least a positive.
Yes. Everyone everyone roll stealth with a plus 10. I'm gonna really quick go take care of something, but then I'll be right back.
Okay.
Daddy 20 plus
Because
16.
I have a disadvantage on stealth.
So I got a
Yeah, you need that.
36.
36.
I need that.
Oh, actually, okay, that's not too bad. I still got a dirty 20.
Nice. You can have the extra 16 points I'm not using.
Thanks.
Fuck. I was like, ooh, I get such a good plus. And then I rolled a natty 20 and was like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay. so
You're pretty
15,
much invisible and still corporeal, though.
15, 16, 17, 18 plus 10 is 28. Nice. We're so sneaky.
Hey.
We're so
Mm.
sneaky. I would have loved to have had some sneakiness a minute ago. It's okay. That's 2 spells.
Also would like to acknowledge that the quote-unquote Russian accent that I'm doing is not a Russian accent. I know that I said that earlier. It's not. I'm working on it. It'll get better.
It's
Fantasy.
okay. No, you're
Fantasy
good.
accent.
We're good.
Yeah. I'm
Russians
used to
don't exist.
speaking Gith.
There is no Russia here. It's
No.
whatever it needs to be. It's all
It's
good.
a Githarian accent.
Yes,
So
exactly.
and it's technically a
But I
plus
said
one.
it and I heard it
Flawless.
and I was like, that's not right.
That's, it's alright. Good. We're good. It's cool. We're sneaking. We're sneaking. We're so sneaky, Matt.
Mhm.
We're very sneaky.
Hey Matt, I got a 36. Or a nat 20.
I heard the nat 20 from you, and I was like, oh god, this is going to be a huge number. So 36 from the rogue, just
Yeah.
disappearing into nothing. You never existed.
I
what-
cannot be said to have existed ever.
What did Kiza get?
28.
28. Very nice.
Nice.
What
And
did
the clunky paladin got a 20.
a 20?
Yeah.
Very nice. So
Disadvantage.
what I will say is that normally, it's okay. Normally, it is nigh impossible to hide on these stairs. There's no cover really to speak of. There's occasional, like, as the stairs climb, you're winding in and out of the rock of the mountain. You're occasionally losing sight of the upward staircase. You're just sort of putting one foot in front of the other and continuing. As you're moving, you're starting to get hints of movement at the edges of your periphery. You're starting to notice things moving on the mountainside. And I will say that normally you would not be able to hide. But because you were able to use magic, Pass Without Trace, to sort of modify your sneaking here, and because you all did roll really, really well, you are basically able to progress one round into this than you normally would have. Because what happens is you have snuck past the initial point at which horrible things would start to happen. The way that you sort of see this happen is Kiza, as you are all walking up the steps. Kiza, your foot lands on a bit of stone that shifts out from underneath you. You're moving at a slow pace, so you're able to react and like step off of it. But you see the stairs behind you shift and turn into a flat slide moving backwards, popping up out of the stairway at the bottom of that slide is a massive, whirling, spinning, rotisserie wheel of blades that would have easily chipper shredded anything that came into it. You are now hearing calls and like what are clearly like signal bird calls out at the edges of your senses. There are dozens of assassins on this mountainside, ready and waiting for you. Everyone, you will roll for initiative, and this is not necessarily a battle. This is a chase sequence. You need to make X many rounds of progress in order to reach the top of the stairs safely, and as you move, hazards will occur to prevent your progress. But you have all gained one free round of progress each, and it is individual, it's not as a group. So you have each made one free round of progress for being able to stealth effectively.
Nice.
Nice.
And Pass Without a Trace lasts for an hour, right?
Yes, but now the jig is up.
Yeah,
Yes.
now we're not
Fair.
sneaking.
But could I still use
If
my
it's- If
my-
it's still up by the end of this, then you would still be able to have it, yes.
Yeah. Um,
What were you still asking if you could use?
no, that's okay. The what's his face?
Who's its face?
No,
Who's
it's
its?
okay.
What's
Who's
it?
his face?
Oh,
What's
Bye.
its?
You okay?
Raz, what did you get for
Oh
initiative?
yeah, no,
Oh.
just wanting to make sure that we're not leaving any tracks or traces. That's what I wanted to make sure that
Yes.
still is included in the thing.
Yes. Kiza, what did you get for initiative? 15. Rift, what did you get?
And 13.
13. And Shem.
27.
Jeez.
Hi, I'll be going first.
Hi, I'll be going first to this rendition.
Forever.
Amazing.
Sorry,
Okay.
we're having barking.
No, it's okay. I am going. So, Shem, you get the fun of being the person who triggers the first hazard. So, I will roll to see what hazard you get. That is a 10, which is. It's over here. I have so
Doom.
many papers. Doom.
Boom.
Doom. Let's see here. 10 is oh boy, Hogwarts style, or maybe a Schmogwarts style. The stair that you are on immediately splits in two and rearranges itself as you are all running forward. You would all re-roll initiative, but let's not re-roll initiative when we just rolled it. But you all lose a round of progress as the stairs immediately send you spiralizing. So that round you just gained has sadly been negated by a cruel twist of D10.
Well,
That's rude.
Well, shit. Shem, it is your watch out, disarm, and sprint. Each of those are basically the equivalents of like taking dodge actions or helping other people. Evade is until the start of your next turn, any attack roll made against you has a disadvantage. So you're basically dodging anything that might be coming in to attack you or shoot
Okay.
you. You can deflect, which means you can use your reaction against any hazard that comes up and make an attack roll contested against it. If your attack roll is higher, then you negate the trap. So basically you are ready to, like, if a boulder comes flashing down, you can attack the boulder and knock it out of the way before it has a chance to hit anybody. If you are watching out, then you would be able to use your reaction to give an ally advantage on a save against a hazard. If you do disarm, then you can attempt to disarm the next hazard that's up by doing a Thieves' Tools check. And if you're successful, then the next hazard roll is automatically harmless. Nobody has to worry about a trap for that next turn. The other thing you can do is sprint, which is just focusing all of your efforts on moving forward. Each turn, you will automatically make one round of